Welcome to TORAH Talk. I am your host, William Hall, broadcasting live out of Kingsland, Texas, USA, with episode number 9 of Entry-Level Biblical Hebrew. This week we'll be doing our Parsha Practice will be on Parsha VAYIGASH. So welcome to the show, everybody, and hopefully each show will become more and more refined so that you guys will have a better viewing experience. So last week we did Miketz. This week we'll do VAYIGASH for those tuning in for the first time. My goal in doing what we're doing here is very simple. It started off with, hold on, let me make sure this is still live. There we go. It started off with just the basic teachings on the alphabet and then the vowels, and that was like in episode 1 and 2. I think 3 and 4 we did some more stuff. But anyway, so now we're actually into just doing practice only. So I'll comment along the way. And for all, again, I'm not fluent by any stretch of the imagination, just slowly working on it a little better and better. Pardon me, get the mic turned down to cough. So anyway, didn't want to blast your ear off. So, but anyway, if you're enjoying TORAH Talk and you want to get alerts on every time a recording comes up, regardless of what it is, just go to the YouTube page, click subscribe if you've already done that. Next to subscribe will be a little bell. I was having trouble finding that on another YouTube channel last week, but actually I went back and on several others, and it's actually there. So, subscribe button, click it if you've already clicked it, or even if you haven't. There's a bell. Click that. It'll tell you to turn on notifications. And then if you have an email linked up to your YouTube channel, it will actually send you an email regardless of who it is. As soon as somebody goes live who you've actually turned on the notifications to, it'll send you an email right away and let you know, hey, these guys are up to something. So go check it out. All right. So let's see what we got here. So Parsha VAYIGASH. Okay. And let me move some screens around where I can see what I'm doing, because we don't need that up anymore. Let me pause this. The complicated part about me doing a show by myself is I've got to talk to you as well as hit all these hundreds of buttons, and so it may seem a little distracting sometimes, but sorry, it's the only way it can happen. Because there's just the software is very highly integrated to needing more than one person to run this stuff. So, okay, so moving forward. So we're going to move on into. We'll start off with the Hebrew, and I'll put that all up on your screen so you can kind of follow along. If you don't have the print-offs, don't worry. You can see the print-off chart that I made. I'll actually have it on screen. Last week I had a hard time getting it up big enough where you could see it, but I think I've got that resolved this week. So we're going to just go and read through the Hebrew, about 3 or 4 verses, and then we're going to double back. We're going to try to keep the show short. I was going to try to keep it 15 minutes. 30 minutes seems to be more like how long it takes, but I'll still try to condense it shorter than that if possible. And so after we have read through it and I've explained a few things, we'll go back and look at the chart, reread it again, and I'll actually break it down for you the best I can, even more at that point. There are still a lot of things that I'm still unaware of. I see patterns. I don't know what the patterns are for. So hopefully we'll find all that out. I don't know why I've got this tickle in my throat again, so we'll see. Hopefully this thing will go away. Okay, so let me switch screens here. And, all right, we're going to start off right here with the Hebrew. And let me see if I can get my ugly mug shot out of the way a little bit. Okay. All right, again, I'm just going to read. I'm going to read fairly slow. Part of it's because I can't read it very fast myself. I'm still practicing. But I think last week I was reading a little too slow, so I'm probably going to pick up the pace just a little bit so it's a little bit more comfortable. Because you can always go back, rewatch it. You can even change the speed of what's going on simply by clicking the gear icon on your YouTube view window. Click the gear, and you can actually cause it to go slower or faster or whatever. So, all right. So let me get the mouse on screen. I see it's not showing the mouse this time. Oh, that's because I'm using the wrong mouse, actually. Let's see. Let me get it over here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so verse 18. I think it's coming through pretty clear, the vowels. Again, a lot of these are not vowels. They're cantillation marks, okay? So I think there's really like 7-ish main ones. And once you recognize them and kind of commit them to memory, it'll be easier to see. And most of them happen under the letter, And just going back for the rule, consonant in your pronunciation, consonant first, then the vowel that's underneath it, next consonant, next vowel, and so on and so forth. So whether it's a 2-letter word or a 12-letter word, treat them the same, and you'll be okay. Okay, so here we go. Get the mouse again. Okay, Vayigash Elav Yehuda. This is not the sacred name. Most of you know that, but I thought it was kind of interesting that there's only one letter change with this, and it's pretty cool. In fact, I'll just say this real fast. It was just something I was thinking about. So you have the yud and the hey and a vav, and if you skip the dalet, you'll have a hey. So taking the dalet out, you have just not simply, but you have the dynamic name of the Creator. And what's interesting is dalet in Hebrew represents door, and Yehuda, interestingly enough, could be the doorway to Hashem, so the Jewish people. So anyway, carry on. All right, I'm going to start over. Vayigash Elav Yehuda Vayomer Bi Adonai Yadaber Na Abdecha Davar. Sometimes you'll go back and watch some of my videos, and sometimes I will pronounce this bet vet letter incorrectly. And I'll say it again because this is something worth repeating hundreds of times, because to identify them is simply there's a dot, a dagash, or dagash, however you pronounce it, in the center would be a bet. And the way I connect that is if you're playing cards or dominoes and you're a betting person, you put a penny in the pot. So bet, like I'm going to bet a penny. If there's a penny inside this, or I'm sorry, if there's like a penny, or it looks like a penny inside here, the dagash, the dot, then that is a bet. If there's no penny, then all bets are off. It's not a bet, it's a vet. Okay. Same thing goes with with another one with the pay fay letter. It's the same exact letter with one that's got the penny, which you would pay a penny, and a fay if it's not. So that's the good way. That the little dot, if you kind of picture that as a penny, that'll help you out in a lot of cases. Now, why there's a dagash here, I don't remember. I was taught this, but it was something I didn't cling to because my focus wasn't there. It's just one of the letters. There's 6 letters, I think, that can receive a dagash, and we'll get into that another time if it seems fitting. Okay, so Yadaber Na. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing again. Where are we at? Okay, here we go. Actually, it was right the first time. I couldn't tell which mouse I was using. Okay, Yadaber Na Avdecha Daber Ba'azne. I'm trying to get over there. My mouse is not moving very fast. I think I'm afraid I'm going to run off the page. Ba'azne Adonai Va'al Yichar. It's a het. There's that pay again. There's pay fay. Remember, it's got a penny in it, so it's pay. Apka. Ba'abdecha. Ki. Kamoka. Ka. There's no pay there, so it's a fay. There's no penny in there, so ka. Faro. Or not ka, but just ka faro. Okay. Adoni. Sha'al. Et. Abdav. Lemor, Hayesh, Lachem, Av or Ach. It's actually more like Av or Ach. It's actually a question right here. I'll explain as we move forward. 20. Vainomer, El Adoni, Yesh Lanu, Av, Zakain, Vayeled, Zakunim, Katan. What is that? My head's in the way. Va'achiv. Oh, va'achiv mate. Excuse me, I missed this word. Vayivater. Oh yeah, Vayivater. Who? Labado. I'm gonna double back. Not la. The shva. It says the double dot. Looks like a colon in your understanding of a colon. It acts like I could say a stop sign, or it just kind of mentions it's kind of silent there. There's times when there is a slight ah sound, but not really dramatic. So here it would just be l, not la or la or anything, just l, like you're pronouncing l. And this is a vet, not a bet, so levado. So I think I said levado, but it's levado. Laimo va'abiv. My phone thinks I'm talking to it. Let me clear it off. Where's my mouse? Okay. Back again. Va'abiv ahevo. It's a vet, not a bet. Ahevo. Okay, we'll do 21 and 22, maybe 23, and then we'll double back and break it down. Okay? Vaitomer el abdecha huridahu. Did I say that right? Huridahu. Yeah, huridahu. Elav va'asi. That's a sin, not a shin. Shin is on the right. Sin is never right. Sin is always wrong. Sin is never right. Got it? Okay. Va'asi. Actually, I'm going to look over here. This screen is easier for me to see. So far, I've been looking at the actual Wirecast, but it's kind of pixelated. I can't really see it very well. So, Va'asima. Eini alive. It's almost like alive. When you see the kamatz, which looks like a T, and a yud following, and the vav, it's like when you say the word alive, right? Except it's more like alive, but it has that alive feeling to it. So it's the yud is almost silent, but in my opinion, it's not really silent. I can hear it. It seems like it's pretty. It's more phonetically pronounced than you would think. Alive. That does sound weird. It sounds like an English word. Alav. I'll just say alav. We'll leave it that way for now. Vanomer el adoni lo yochal. A yuchal. Okay, the vav right here. This is a vav shuruk, right? Over. When the dot's over, it makes the o sound like cholam. O. In the middle, it's like you got punched in the stomach, or like somebody threw a ball, like that little dot is a ball, and it hits you in the stomach, and you just got, ooh, that hurt, right? So over, ooh. So this would be yuchal, and it's a chet, not a. That is a chaf, not a kaf. This one has the. I'll try to find one on the page without scrolling, and I found one already. That's 22. Okay, so right up here at the end of verse 18, you can see this backward C. That is a chaf. It's also a chaf. It's actually very guttural. Actually, this particular one's not. It's got a dagash in it, which means it's a cough, like your cough drop. So that dot looked like this backward C is an open mouth, and that's like a cough drop. So remember, that's cough, not chaf. Okay? And down here, la uchal, this is definitely a chaf, not a cough, because there is no cough present. There's no cough drop present. Okay. So you call. I said call. So it's just you call, like you call. Pardon me. Hanar la azov. Another vet, not a bet. There's no penny in the pot, so that's a bet, not a vet. La azov et. That's a vet also. Aviv. Va'azov. V'azav. Okay. Et aviv vamet. Verse 23. Vatomer el abadav. No, I'm sorry. I had part of it covered up. Abdecha et lo yered. Is that right? Yeah, yered. Yered. Achikim. That's a chet. And then the chet is more like a hissing cat sound, not guttural. Some people, I've heard people sometimes pronouncing it guttural, and it may just be how they learned it. I'm not really sure, but most of the time you hear the really guttural sound is with this letter here, not this letter here. This is a chaf, and this is a chet. So, achichem, hakatan, and this kuf right here kind of acts like the letter Q, but really, I don't know how you can make the Q sound without saying QU, like qu. It's more like a K. I guess. I don't know. I'll have to find more resolution on that. So, hakaton, over, hakaton, itchem, lo, tis, fun, toe, what's that, over? This is weird, it's one of those things too. The dot over the top doesn't always have to be with just the vav, or vav. It could be with an aleph, it could be with an ayin, I'm pretty sure, and apparently it could be here too. It's an o, still makes the same vowel sound. O, so tosifun, it's oo, remember, over the top, oo in the middle, got hit in the stomach. To, si, fun, it's a fe, not a pay. Lirot, panai. Okay, I'm going to switch screens, and we are now going to, we're going to go over the chart that that I shared with you this week. I'm going to have to move something here. Let me put something up first. I can see what's going on just so that it's up here. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Oh, it's not upset. Never mind. Here, I'll just run that for a minute. I'm going to close this thing down. Just like that. And there. Okay. So here's the chart that we started off with. And again, this is not... My charts are never going to be 100% accurate, probably for quite some time. I mean, it may take me a few more years to really get down and thoroughly busy with it. Hang on, this thing's actually in the way now. Let me close this off. There we go. So, anyway, just keep that in mind. In this particular chart, you don't have to wait for the next week's chart, by the way. If I was you, I would take this chart and print it off the best you can. And if you notice, this chart is really empty. I just started putting a few in there, like you can see the pattern I'm doing. And you don't have to use my symbol circles. You can put your own. You can number them, and circle them or whatever. Do whatever you can to group these together, like you're putting together a puzzle. You want to take all the light colors and scoot them in one pile, and all the straight edges and put it in another pile. And then that way, when you start to go, all your pieces are easily accessed. Okay, so. With this, again, we're just going to go over a few. I really thought this week would be a good time to show you how the root word plays into these things. And pardon me if there are errors in here, but for the most part, this is a good rule of thumb. I'm going to go with this one over here. You can see here the red circle shows that it's an and you'll notice here, if I've got enough circled on here, and I mentioned this last week too, it's a letter Vav, and I'm not sure exactly, unless it is actually part of a root word, it always means and. Whether it's just a vav or if it's got a dagash in the middle of it, right, where it make a u or a va, it doesn't matter. If it's at the very first letter, then it means and, okay? This feminine plural, the yellow rectangle with the rounded corners, did I even put that up? Yeah, here's an example down here. Down the bottom, lirot, okay? Let me see if I can get rid of that comment. Stuff it there. Hold on. That's not going to go away. Okay, so lirot is the word. Okay, I hope you could see my mouse. You know what? You can't see my mouse. Hang on 1 second. Let me fix that. I forget each time I have a new screen up, I've got to tell it to identify certain features. And if it's not going to identify it, I need to correct that because I want to make sure that you can see this. Follow. Show cursor. There we go. Thank you very much. And now let's see if that actually worked. Okay, now we're here. Yeah, you can see it now. Okay, good. So bottom left corner, lirot is the word, and it has to do with seeing. But ot, the vav, tav ending, is feminine plural. Now there's different ones. There's there's first, second, and third feminine plural. Like ot would be just feminine plural, I believe, and then you have another one like the Coffman, the Coffman Sufit ending looks like this. This is Chaim. This is Chaim. This is like second person masculine plural, or second or third. I can't remember. I have to look it up. I think I've actually got it on this chart. But so do this. Just look for patterns. Even if you're wrong, it kind of doesn't matter. Even if you're wrong, you should just start practicing identifying the letters, because it's good visual sighting to be able to spot the letters and spot the patterns. You just if it's wrong, it's wrong. You'll find out later, but it's good practice. So go and just scan like the first 5 verses of something you can write on that's got your Hebrew on it, and just start circling or making marks on where these letters are, and just like I've done here. This one here, the Chaf Sofit, at the very end. We did a lesson already on the Sofits, which is the final. I guess like this is a Chaf final, and there's like a final Nun, which looks like a Vav, but it's actually much longer. And I think we saw one up here on this other. Somewhere up here, there's I'll see if I can find that. We'll just look for it along the way. So anyway, but use this pattern. Go and find these things. See if you can spot just random patterns that we haven't even brought up here yet. Just try to identify what they are. Okay, so starting here, VAYIGASH. Okay, so the Yud is. So I'm going to break it down. So Va is and. The Yud, if you look here, it's he. So and he, Gash, and he approached or went up or however that works. Elav. This is a really weird sentence, the way this thing works, because Hebrew is not like English, just like Spanish is not English. They would say, house white, and we say white house. There's a lot of similarities there. So Vayigash Elav Yehuda. So, and he went up, and he went, approach whatever, Elav, unto, okay, did I put an explanation of that right there? I was going to. The Yud Vav suffix. Oh, here we go. Third person singular masculine possessive. This used to confuse me, but the more you see this, it kind of makes more sense. I wasn't really super good in with my own schooling growing up with how they were trying to describe all these things. But just follow some of these right here that are listed. Use those, and it'll kind of help explain. So third person masculine singular possessive. Okay, so anyway, Yehuda, Vayomer, and he, there's a Yudin. I didn't give you the circle, but there it is right there. And he said, Amer is to speak, say, or something like that. So, B, Adoni. So, Adon is like master, and the Yud would be my master or my Lord, however you want to say that. Yadaver, same thing. He spoke, right? Or he said. One of these is more harsh than the others. In Hebrew, this word, Amor, and daber, they're basically the same word. One's like word, one's like speak. But daber is a little bit more aggressive in the context of communication of who's talking. If it's daber, I mean it's more serious. Like watch it. Not watch it, but I mean just it's like when you say something or when you speak something, it's kind of different. It's a different connotation. So, but they are connected. Amor and daber. So, daber, and he said, na means to pray or to beseech or to petition, sort of a thing. Avdecha, say Eved is to serve or a servant, and the Chaf Sofit at the end is it literally means yours, like this belongs to you. So, like if you had a bicycle, it'd be Ofanayim. I don't know if that's even accurate, but something like that. Okay. Davar ba azne. So ba is like in, at, with, whatever other words are similar to that. Okay. So you have to figure out which one it is. So azne would be in his ear or in. Yeah, it's either in his ear or your ear, something like that. But in the ears of, something like that. Adoni, that's the same word we just saw. Adoni. Va'al yichar afka. Okay, I've kind of forgot what these are. I'm going to have to look these up. Ba'avdecha, again, there's that word we just said. We just noticed right here. So, ba'avdecha. Oh, no, that's not the same word. I'm sorry. Pardon me. I thought we read that already, though. Ba'avdecha, this is your servant, with your servant, whatever. This is in your ear. Ki kamoka, so you are as like Pharaoh, kafaro. Okay. 19, Adoni. Now this is where it's going to be more white slate, or clean slate here. Adoni sha'al et avadav lemor. Hayesh lachem av oach. So this is where Pharaoh's asking Judah, do you have a father or brother? And let's see. Adonai, Sha'al. Let me see precisely. We're going to look this up together just because I'm learning with you guys, and this is a good learning curve. So we're going to go here for a minute. And besides, we kind of use that chart to, as far as I wanted to get you into that chart to begin with. We don't need to see the rest of it along the way. If you print it off your chart, then you can actually use it yourself. You can actually look at the paper while you're looking at the screen, and that way you can, instead of reading along with the Hebrew that I have up, you can actually read along with what you printed off. So if you know the circles that you've made or that I've made, then you can start to interpret the prefixes and suffixes on your own without me having to explain them to you. And that's the ultimate goal. Pretty soon I'm gonna probably start dropping off with less and less explanations of things that come to mind and just do a simple reading. And so eventually it will come into like a 15-minute deal, because it's just going to go in, we're going to start reading, we're going to break it down, and we're going to translate it, and then that'll be it. So, but for now, I'm just going to, the next handful of weeks, I guess I'll probably just kind of keep doing like we're doing until we kind of all get familiar with everything. So we were at, pardon me, verse 19. Pardon my clearing my throat all the time. Not feeling too hot. Okay, so Adoni, let me get, can't see my screen very well. There we go. Okay, Adoni, remember Adon is Lord or Master, and the Yud is mine. Okay, Sha'al, I hope you can see that. Oh yeah, ask, okay. And then if you want to know, this software is olivetree.com, and there you have to pay for the Hebrew. I can't get rid of that. Where is that? Okay. Go away. I don't know why this is doing this. There we go. But it's Olive Tree, and if you want the Hebrew, you've got to actually pay. I think it's like $30, but it's priceless in my opinion. I'd buy it 100 times over again. That's BHS Parsed is how I got this part. There's free software. eSword has it, but it's not this user-friendly at all. This is really user-friendly. Adoni Asha'al. So my Lord asked et Abadav. Okay, Abed is the servant again. And the Vav at the end is his, mean his servant. Lamor saying, Hayesh, do you have? Lachem, unto you, or unto y'all. Remember, this is plural, but you can be used in general as a plural word, even in English. Av Oach, this is like father or brother, right? Notice he didn't say mother or sister. I thought it was cool. Okay. Vinomer, and okay, this nun is, I don't know how much to tell you right now, but Anaknu, or yeah, something like that, would be like I think I might have messed it up, but it's basically it means us or we. Vanomer, and we said Vanomer. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. I'll double check, and if I got it wrong, I'll clarify next week. Vanomer, and we said unto Adonai El Adoni, we said unto my Lord, Yesh Lanu, we have, there exists, if you will, there exists La, which is two and two or four, so there exists two new, like a naknu, new, us, so we do have, in other words, a father, Zakain, he's old, Vayeled, and a child, Yeled would be child, and Va is and, Zakonim, so it's like, it's basically saying of his old age. Katan, so he's a young boy of his old age. V'achiv, and his brother, mate, died. Vayivater, Vayivater is like he was left or was behind. This is where it talks about he was left behind by his mother. His mother died. Lavado, Laimo. Okay, so yeah, and he was left behind of his mother who died. Aviv, Ahevo, and his father loves him. Okay, so I think, let me see where we're at on time. We are at 30 minutes. Okay, I'm going to cut it short here just because I don't want to ever really go past 30 minutes if I can avoid it, because I've got other shows coming up. So, but anyway, so hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I know it certainly helps me. This process, like I said, is not the ideal way to learn Hebrew, but it certainly was effective in my opinion of the best way for it was for me to work through this thing. I had to learn what Hebrew I know. I had to learn using my own techniques because I didn't have a Hebrew teacher. I never went to Hebrew school. I didn't have the slightest clue on how to read or write, so I went and did the Debbie Friedman thing. It was her name on the Alphabet song, the blessed memory, and that taught me and my wife and our children all the alphabet because it was such a catchy tune. I was able to see it on the screen and sing along. And then after that, it was slowly chipping away, doing this very thing. and it's gotten me this far. So now I'm actually getting to where I can start using books a little bit more. And now with Gavriel Sanders on, in fact, he'll be here today at 6 p.m. if everything goes well. We'll have the intermediate class, which is more upper level, like medium to upper level. And so we'll just keep doing this. And ultimately, it'd be kind of cool to have like a full year's cycle of Torah Parsha for doing this, so that no matter what week it is, even next year, you can come back and we'll already have a video from last year, which is now. You can click on it and do your practice of the weekly Torah portion then. And somebody had asked me, why am I doing it so early? And that is so that you can actually see this video long before Shabbat, the Shabbat of the reading, practice it, and then if you want to participate wherever you're at, either at home or with friends, then you can already have insight on exactly how it's spoken and what the words are. So just kind of make it more of a fun learning journey for all you there. So anyway, also just a reminder to all you people out there, Rabbi Singer and I are going to be going on an Israel trip in April. And so if you want to check into that, go to bestour.org, BESTOUR, it's only one T, bestour.org, and you can actually sign up there, or you can just go there to check it out to find out what it's all about. And anyway, so also go to follow us on Facebook. I don't really do much Twitter. I don't really know many people who do Twitter, but apparently Instagram is coming up too, so you can kind of check us out there as well. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun. Really glad that we were able to kind of keep this thing going, and we're going to do our best to keep it going each week. So I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. And meanwhile, Shavua Tov, and hopefully we'll see you at the next show, which is going to happen here in about an hour and a half. So shalom, shalom, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
חשוב מכל חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד